Hey, five myths about German. So myth number one, German is or German sounds angry. That is partly true, and that would be a single story of the language. There are lots of beautiful words, lovely words in German, and saying that it sounds harsh. Okay, it's just a single story. All right. So there are words like Sternenhimmel, just means starry sky. The sky is full of stars. And one more, I think there's one called Schmetterling. Schmetterling just means the butterfly. So there are lots of beautiful words in soft and beautiful words in German. Of course, it takes you going into it and seeing for yourself, and not just believing this myth about language. Have a first-hand idea of the language. I think it's better that way. Yeah. Secondly, myth number two. It is believed that German is spoken only in Germany. That's not true. Okay, so German is Europe's most spoken native language. Yeah, and also German is spoken in, I think, six countries. Yeah, Austria, Switzerland, Liechtenstein, I think Namibia as well. So some parts of Namibia anyway. So yeah, it's not such many, and of course German is spoken by well over 130 million people worldwide. Okay, so it's not true that it is spoken only in Germany. That's not true. Myth number three. It takes years and years to be able to speak it. Again, that's not true. Okay, you can have basic conversations with native speakers in just a few months. A few months in, and you're good to go. It is not true that you have to study it for many years. Of course, it depends on how aligned you are, or how the level of your passion and commitment to learning. So it's like every other thing. You just put your mind to it, and that people who have achieved B1 in a year, or I think, yeah, in a year, some 8 months. So it depends on how much time you have to invest in the language and speak it. But ideally, within a few months, you can be able to hold basic conversations. That's for sure. With just a few, I think roughly 500 basic words, you are able to communicate effectively. Yeah. Myth number four. German grammar is impossible. That's not true. German is a very logical language. Although of course it's filled with patterns. If you're able to understand the patterns, you see a logical line. Okay, a sense of logic is just there's an underpinning rules that holds the language together. Once you're able to know those rules, the patterns, you are good to go. And of course, there are four cases in German: nominative, accusative, dative, and of course the genitive. So once you're able to understand these things on the logic behind them, you are good to go. And if I'm being sincere, German is easier than English. Because in German, what you see is how it's spoken. What you read is how it's spoken, and it means that it's a phonetic language. Okay, there are not too many exceptions. What you read on your note is how you say it. I haven't mastered how letters are spoken and their sound. You are good to go. It's not true that it's impossible. No, it's not true. And finally, myth number five. It is not a useful language. That's not true. Now, in all of Europe, German is the most spoken language in Europe ever. Okay, and secondly, German I think, is the most used language in science. So what are we saying here? So German is useful. Okay, don't let anybody deceive you and make you feel like, oh, just learn English, learn French. Of course, these are good languages. I would encourage you to learn French, Spanish. Just flex your muscles. But the idea that German is not useful is not, it's not true at all. So okay, so if Europe is useful, German is useful because it's the most spoken language in Europe, and it's the second most used language in science. Think about that.